This morning's gospel reading from Matthew is all about fear. Goodness, isn't there enough in our lives and the world already? Many of us come to church to receive hope and joy. How did we get here? Last week's gospel story was about Jesus' teaching and preaching the good news of God's kingdom, all the cities and villages, and curing every disease and sickness. Along the way, he calls 12 disciples to follow him, to proclaim God's love, cure the sick, raise the dead, cleanse the lepers, and cast out demons. There was a part of the story we did not read, however. For this week, I think it's important. Jesus sends his disciples into the world without much. No gold, silver, or copper in their belts. No bag for their journey. No extra tunics, sandals, or staff. Jesus tells the laborers that they will be fed and to bring peace to the households where they find shelter. He instructs, if anyone will not welcome you or listen to your words, shake off the dust from your feet as you leave that house or town. See, I am sending you out like sheep into the midst of wolves. So be wise as serpents and as innocent as doves. Beware of them, for they will hand you over to councils and flog you in their synagogues, and you will be dragged before governors and kings because of me. Brother will betray brother to death, and father his child, and children will rise up against parents and have them put to death. You will be hated by all because of my name. As is often the case, the context of the story is essential to the understanding of why now Jesus talks to them about fear. He explains, if the leaders of Israel have called him the Prince of Demons, one can only imagine how much more will be said of them. Jesus reassures his disciples, so have no fear of them. Do not be afraid. Everything will become known. Go tell it in the light of the day. Proclaim God's mission, love and mercy from rooftops. No one needs to explain fear to our transgendered, non-binary siblings. Often in the brave and courageous act of being them, created beautifully in the image of God, many found themselves at odds with fathers, mothers, and the members of their own households for being true to their genuine, authentic, beautiful self. There is a powerful award-winning documentary that was released in 2019 titled Born to Be, directed by Tanya Cipriano and produced by Michelle Hashashi. The film chronicles the emotional and physical journeys of several patients after New York State passes a law that requires health insurance to cover transgendered-related care and services. Since then, Dr. Jess Ting and his surgical team at Mount Sinai Hospital have given transgendered and gender non-conforming people access to quality, gendered, affirming care for the first time ever. The patients who tell their stories are the shining stars. We are given a glimpse into their world, real fears beyond themselves, hate, discrimination, and violence, struggles within, as well as pure joy and deep sorrow, their courage and strength to be, and their beauty inside and out. Over the years, I have been in communities asked to journey with siblings at various stages of transitioning who have needed support in various ways. But most importantly, to honor and to respect their understanding of their God-given gender and their longing to be. New Testament scholar Stanley Sanders of Columbia Theological Seminary has many wonderful insights into our gospel reading this morning. Among them, he explains this teaching of Jesus. God knows and cares for even the sparrows that are sold 2 for a penny. God knows even the hairs on our head better than we do. The threats of violence and death are real concerns for the disciples, but no longer the determining force in their lives. For the one who has ultimate power over our whole being exercises that power with mercy and love. For the rest of us, we are on this journey of becoming too, as we are sent forth into the world as followers of Christ. While the legislation in New York was a giant step forward, this year there are 558 anti-trans bills in play in 49 states. 83 have passed. 363 are active, and 112 have failed to date, in contrast to only 26 bills passed in 2022. Your voice, your votes, your supports, your love, your advocacy are needed today for equal human rights for our trans siblings. In our lives, there are sources of fear that stem from a multitude of root causes. Some from the moment that we were born, some as a result of physical illness, mental health, loss, and death. Some within, some situational, some as a result of social, economic, political, and systemic injustices, some as a result of being human, some beyond our control, all real to us living with anxiety, all without leaving our families and friends behind, as Jesus called disciples to do without much except faith. So why does Jesus highlight the horrors that await the disciples? Asked Dr. Sanders. Based on scholarship, he believes that naming aloud the suffering to be endured and its causes are the first steps in freeing them and us from the tenacious grip of fear. Let us all, experiencing fear for any reason, rest in God, trusting that our non-binary God, Father, Son, and Mother, Holy Spirit, are with us, doing more than we can ask or imagine in this life and the life to come. Let this love shine brightly, and let us shout love and mercy from every rooftop. Amen.